Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Travel Show with John Guinn on ukhealthradio.com. Here's another rundown of the news over the last 7 days this week. If there's any particular topic you would like to see covered on a future show, destination, travel ideas, whatever it is, as long as it's travel based, you can either get hold of me at Twitter, which is at holiday_hut, or you can make a message on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. So let's get on with the news and events and information this week. And I'm going to start off with an investigation I've done on airports in the UK. The first real busy travel period of 2017 is nearly with us. EasyJet alone will welcome over 2.4 million passengers during the 1st to the 17th of April. The airline's numbers will peak on Good Friday when almost 250,000 passengers are expected to fly on 1,628 flights across EasyJet's network. In the UK alone, over 141,000 passengers are set to fly to or from EasyJet's UK airports on 934 flights on Good Friday. Most of these travellers will be very infrequent flyers, so some will be caught out by extra charges at the airport. I was at Luton Airport this morning, and lots of people obviously don't travel very often, and they were caught out and they were lost, let's put it that way, when they were going around the airport, didn't have a clue what they're doing. And if you're not sure what you're doing, then the last thing you want to do is be charged extra money. These extra charges include things like dropping people off at the airport, plastic bags for your liquids and the hand luggage, and sometimes even to use a trolley to carry your bags from the car park to the check-in desk. Unfortunately, not all the extra charges are listed on the airport's website. In fact, when I was doing my research, it took up to 2 or 3 emails and a few phone calls to get the answers, and I still haven't heard back from London City Airport. The CAA, who looks into things like this, does have a table on its website, but it's woefully out of date. So I'm going to do a rundown of some of the fees you should be looking out for at certain airports. But if you go to facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show, there will be a link to more detailed information. So dropping off. Some airports allow drivers to drop off people at or near the terminal. Others charge. These following airports charge: Aberdeen, East Midlands, Liverpool, all charge £2. Belfast International, Birmingham, Exeter, Isle of Man and Southampton all charge £1. And Bournemouth, Leeds Bradford, Luton and Stansted all charge £3. And the time that the money allows you to park varies between airports. It could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour. It really does depend, so you do need to check the website before you leave towards the airport. However, some of these airports do have free alternatives. For example, Luton Airport charges £3 for under 10 minutes. However, there's 15 minutes free parking at the medium-term car park, which you just drop off the person they want and they get the free bus from the mid-term to the terminal, which is actually closer than the £3 drop-off place. Or there's 2 hours at the long-term car park. Again, you have to get a shuttle bus, which is free, and the shuttle bus stops closer to the terminal than the £3 drop-off. When I've mentioned this to people in the past, they say, oh, but you've got to get your stuff on and off a bus. But the advantage of the 2-hour parking at Luton Airport, for example, means if somebody's picking you up, they can just park there, and then they can head towards the terminal, have a cup of coffee or a Burger King or whatever, while they're waiting for you to get through security. It's a lot less stressful for the person picking you up. But it's something to consider anyway. So now on to plastic bags. You're forced to put your liquids into a plastic bag if you're carrying liquids in hand luggage. As you're forced to do it, you would expect these bags to be free. Well, not always. I've even spoken to passengers who followed the airport's advice on the website for the bag size and still had to pay for bags because the person in security decided that the bag wasn't suitable. Unfortunately, in most instances, I've found that if you complain about a security person's decisions, the supervisor generally backs up their colleague, so you're not going to get anywhere with arguing. And the more you argue, all what's going to happen is you're going to be threatened with refused boarding. So unfortunately, you just have to grin and bear it and get your money ready. But if you haven't got the cash ready to get the bag out of a vending machine, it makes security even more stressful. You actually have to leave everything at the security lane, then go and find a cash machine up in the departures, get the cash, then get the cash broken up into coins, then come back down and then get the bag out of the vending machine, then put your liquids in it. It's not fun. Let's put it that way. So the following airports charge for plastic bags. Belfast International charges £1 for 2 bags. Bristol charges £1 for 4. City of Derry Airport charges £1 for 2. Durham Tees Valley charges 25p for 1. But this price was given to me via email, so it might mean you have to pay £1 for 4. Unhelpfully, the website doesn't have a phone number to ring up to speak to anybody. East Midlands is £1 for 2 bags. Liverpool is £1 for 4 bags. And Newcastle, unbelievably, is £1 per bag. There can be a lot of queues at an airport, especially now it's the school Easter holidays. So to help you get through security, most airports have a fast track service. This may cut your queuing by 10 or more minutes. However, while booking ahead is cheaper, it's worth to check to see if you're flying at a quiet time before you book it, otherwise it's a waste of money. This isn't a scientific method, as the number of flights on a day can change over a week. But a week ahead, check out departures to see if your flight is through a quiet time. For example, if you're flying out of Luton Airport if you have to check in between 5 and 8 o'clock, then security queues can be massive. But if you're checking in at 8:30, 9 o'clock, then fast track security is not worth the money because there's nobody going through security anyway. If you look at the departures list, you can see the times. And if you can print the list off onto paper, then you just divide the list into hours. You can see how many flights per hour there are. And obviously, the fewer flights per hour, the less requirement for fast track security. And at some airports, only certain passengers can use the service. Otherwise, you can expect to pay between £3 to £5 if you book ahead. And if you book at the airport, buy at the airport, because you've seen the queue's huge, it can start at £5. Now you've just got dropped off, you've got all the luggage, and it's a pain to get it from the drop-off point to the check-in desk, so you look for a trolley. And you might expect that a trolley for your luggage would be free. Perhaps you might say, okay, it's going to be like some supermarkets. I'll have to put a £1 coin in to release it from the parking station to ensure that I'll put it back when I finish with it. But no, at some airports you have to pay, and you have to pay big if you work it out per 100 yards of use. No change though, no problem. At some places you can pay by card. And of course there's a handing fee for your convenience if you pay by card. So at Birmingham Airport you'll be paying £1, Bristol Airport £2, Leeds Bradford £1, and Luton is £2 to use a trolley. The link I mentioned at the Facebook page will also have the list where you can find out if you need a £1 or euro or whatever to put as a deposit to unlock the trolley. And then there's the redecorating fee. Yes, we want you to come to our airport. Yes, we want to do the airport up, so we don't want to pay for it. You're going to pay for it. If you look at a flight, you can see the price of the ticket, and there's something that's called taxes. You don't see that often anymore, but there does say taxes. But taxes doesn't just mean taxes, it means everything else that's the airline's been charged just to get your bum on their seat. And fees at the airport charges airlines is also included under taxes. So you may not realise it, but you're actually contributing to the new paint of the airport. However, 2 airports are up front about you paying for the new paint, and they charge you extra at the airport. And if you don't pay, you don't get through security. So at Durham Tees Valley Airport, it's going to cost you £6 per adult just to get to security because of the doing up fee. And 3 to 15-year-olds is £2. And at Norwich, it's a huge £10 per passenger for everybody aged over the age of 16. Which is quite expensive. There's a family of 4 of you, with teenage kids, 16, 17, 40 quid just to get to security. So you do need to check airport websites before you depart to look out for any charges that may catch you out. And it's also a good idea to check the airport website anyway, because it can give you traffic alerts. If there's problems with roadworks or whatever in the area, you can plan ahead. So always check the airport's website. Again, the facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show link, there will also be the websites for each of the airports as well. But if you've ever been caught out by airport charges, what was it for? How much was it? Are you one of the people who's been sent a parking ticket for stopping off on an approach road, which happens at Luton Airport? Let me know at the Facebook page or at Twitter at holiday_hut.
Hey Dave, it's your round, mate.
Yeah, my throat's drier than the Gobi Desert.
All right. Beers all round, yeah? OK, which one of you jokers has got my wallet? Well, I haven't got it. God, he'll do anything to save a few quid.
Yeah, that's right. He's always had short arms and long pockets.
Seriously, guys, someone's nicked it from my bag.
If you lose your wallet, passport or tickets while you're on holiday, your mates winding you up will be the least of your worries. Keep your valuable stuff locked up safely when you don't need it. And if you're on the beach or by the pool, only take the cash you need.
For more information, go to gov.uk/knowbeforeyougo or follow us on Facebook or Twitter.
You're listening to The Travel Show with John Guinn on ukhealthradio.com. This week's travel show is a roundup of the travel events over the last 7 days, travel news and events. Later in the show, it's going to get dark and gloomy as I try to scare you and put you off flying, specifically to America. So just remember, it's going to get dark and cold and gloomy in this show in 10 to 15 minutes. But before then, a bit more light-hearted news before I get all depressing. On the 10th of September 2018, Fred Olsen Cruise Line's fleet of 4 ships, Balmoral, Braemar, Boadicea and Black Watch, will be reuniting once again in one of Europe's most historic cities, Cadiz in Spain. And this event is to mark the 170th anniversary of Fred Olsen's beginning in the shipping industry. The event is called Captains in Cadiz, and the put together package will be full of lively celebrations and festivities on 4 specially themed cruise itineraries that are already on general sale. Mike Rodwell, the managing director of Fred Olsen Cruise Line, said, "In July last year we brought our 4 ships together for the very first time in Bergen, Norway, and it is one of the most celebrated events that we have held at Fred Olsen since the shipping line's inception in 1848. To mark our milestone 170th anniversary in 2018, we will be looking to build upon the tremendous success of our 4 ships in Bergen event with Captains in Cadiz, so called because the ship's captains will be leading on many of this day's activities.